Hello everyone, welcome back. This is a series number 6 video, and in this video we're going to do a register page. So earlier what we did is we just started with the one page, home page, and that just had nothing. We're going to add a new page called register. So we are in register page. How to get there is, this is the scenario. What we're going to do is we were here, and we will click into this top menu, the link for register, and once it lands into this page, and we're going to fill up the values for this form from and the data will be provided from Cucumber. So it's a Cucumber data driven, and at the end we are going to fill up the password, but we just don't click register, just so that it doesn't actually register. So it's just for the demo purpose, but you can try out. So without going further ado, I'm going to close this page for now. Actually I can leave it on. So let's go ahead and create a new page. So let's go there. Let's inspect. First of all, I need to pick up this link, so I will inspect there. What I will do is I'll put that over here, and I'll find out the register. So that seems to be the class name. We're going to use that. Let's go ahead, and then that should be part of the home page, because that is always going to be the case here. I'm gonna just copy for now, and it is going to be register link, and then I will say that the value is ICO register. So register, that can be just dot translates to the class name. ICO minus register. So this one is going to give us that link, register link. So what this is the CSS selector, and dollar is coming from Selenide, and it is grayed out because it is not used yet, so we will use that later. And then along with that, there if you look into that that page, there are multiple elements that is already by name or ID. So this is pretty much simple. So I'll just go ahead and do one, and I'll pause the video and I'll fill in the elements, just so that this video can get a lot shorter. So when I get there, I will see the further. These are some elements. If you see here, this is the form where if you see in the background, it is highlighted. Yeah, so in the background it is highlighted. So if I go back there, let's say I need to get the gender, so that's the radio button. Only thing different here is the date selector, and we'll go through that. So for the gender, it is a radio button. It has to first get into ID, and then it has additional span, and which is also ID, gender male and gender female. So based on what we click, it should go there. And then name and the last name field. Name, we have name is ID is the first name. So we are going to just fill up those, and then we are going to further do on the how we do the selector, and using Selenide for selector is much easier. So it's let's jump into that pages. And so for that we have to create a new page. Is definitely not going to, we're not going to work on same page and putting all elements. So new page. So this is going to be register page. So you can just add that is because it's a Git project already, and at the end I'll push this into the Bitbucket GitHub account, so we will not need to worry about how to get there. So first of all, I'm going to add the elements. So this is the register page, so it will be public. So this is, and we need to find out what it's. Alt enter, it's going to import. So this is a Selenide element. Let's do that and import alt enter again. So we don't know the value yet. Let's go back into that. So we trying to get the entire form, just in case if it doesn't work out one or the another way. So we're not going to one item, but instead we're getting entire form. So form will be, this will be most likely the case. So form fields, it's a class name would be dot that value. Let's go back here. So inside the double quote, you start dot, and then it will be form fields. So now it will give us entire form if we need to do the hierarchy. I'm going to add more fields now. So going for a gender male, public. So this one we have to somehow get through 2 different layers. We're going to use that. So first of all, the ID for the gender is that. And then in CSS selector, you can hit space and then it will pick up the siblings. So it will be gender. So what that means is it will first look into the gender part, and then it will further go through the next span, next whichever this one is. So if you see here, the pound represents the ID. So what we're saying is first gender, parent gender, and inside the gender male is additional ID. So there's 2 of those same way. So I'm going to copy that over for female. Gender female. Gender male, gender female, and then after that we are going to have a first name, last name. So I'm going to pause this video here and I'll fill up these locators and I'll go over that so we save some time here. So I have filled in the values. So only thing different here is this one, selector. If we go back to the selector, how it is looking at this selector, if you want to inspect that, selector is has to be select tag. Inside the select tag there are multiple options. So but the Selenide way of selector is a lot easier, so we'll go over that. So we have, so far this is the page, we just have all form. So I got this section, and then I got the confirm password. I'm not doing register, so I don't identify that. So everything is captured, and they're all by ID. If you see, some of them have a name, so you can actually put by.name, so which will again pick up same Selenium path, or if you want to just provide, you know, pound or class name, then class name would go with the dot and pound would go with that for IDs, and mainly they're all ID and class names, so it's just simple. So we got the pages, so let's go for so since this is a page, we need to create a new steps. It will be register steps. We can add that as well. So here we need to get the steps defined, so let's go for that. So first of all, what we want to do is we need to update this menu file here. So here what we're going to do is we're going to use some Cucumber steps, so which would be given, I can just and user registers new so in Cucumber you can use this, and then you can pass that map. So what we're doing is we're gonna provide the hash map, and then how we're gonna map is each of the fields that is here, because we talked about earlier. So like password field should come from Cucumber, as well as everything, so that you can enter various form of the data. Tomorrow when you test, you want to run multiple set of the data, you can pretty much just use the same one, so you don't want to hard code anything. So that's what we're trying to get. So we need to pass the data somehow, and we're providing that from the feature file here. So looking at that, I'm going to pause again and I'm going to fill up the values what I want. So these are my data. So first is gender male, first name Michael, last name Chapman, and day of the month is 12, month is May, year is that, whatever is, it's just a random values, and password and confirm. So we are providing this data from Cucumber, and we are taking that as a map. So this is a key and this is a value. So every field here in this column is a key and every column is a value. So that's how the hash map is going to be mapped. So we need to copy the Cucumber steps so that we can write the steps actually inside here. So just like we did in other video for menu steps, we're going to kind of do that same way here. So it will be @given, and we need to put that arrow thing. And then this has to be imported, and at the end public void So since we're passing the data and then data is here into the map, so what we want to do is we need to use that argument whatever provided from there as a hash map. So let's say values is a variable. So now first of all what we need to do is we need to make sure user lands into the register page. So which means in our other video user was here in the home page, and then user has to click the top link, which is this guy. This guy needs to be clicked first before even getting into there. So we added the value here in home page. So we're going to initialize home page one more time like that. That's how Selenide uses, so you don't have to. That whole steps is very easy now. So you can do homepage dot register link dot click. And how good it is if just in case if it doesn't find this element, then it will still wait until default timeout, which is a 4 seconds here. You don't have to use any explicit waits; those are already given. So user lands into there, and now we need to start building up the steps because we are having this value in the map. So I'm going to pause the video one more time, and then I will fill up the map values here, and then we will go over that. First of all, let's go ahead and initialize the register page. Equals page, that's a static method. Register page.class. So with this it is going to initialize that elements. So now how we want to do is register page dot first is gender male dot click. So this one although we're passing the value inside the map, it is not really the typing field. So there are two ways we could do. We can just ignore this part, or we don't need to provide here. Or if we really need to care about if it's a male or female, then we can add a condition here inside. Before even clicking there, we can add a condition if values, we can use string utils. Equals ignore case, that is the value would be male, and then that will be values dot get that is what is the map. We need to copy that map. So get gender, if that is male then it will do this, else we can just do gender female. So this way if we pass into the feature file, if we're passing male, then it will click male, and then we can navigate from here as well, and then if otherwise it is going to, so the condition is going to be handled now. So now what we need to do is we need to further proceed to the other forms. So I'm going to just use this object dot first name dot send keys. So we need to find what is the map having the key, because it is a case sensitive and you need to pass. So for now we're just going to copy because these are the keys and they have to be exact same casing. So I'm going to, just so that we don't mistype it, and I'll comment so they don't error out. So we need to pick up, we did this gender, now we need to pick up the first name. We're going to just say values dot get whatever value is passed in the Cucumber file, that's what we're going to provide. And then I'm going to copy this line again, and if it is a last name, dot send keys, that will be last name. After that we got a day, so this is the selector, how we do that. That's what I was saying, register page dot day selector dot select option containing text. So this is going to be Selenide's word. So what it does is it is going to look out for whatever value it is, and then it will select that. So select by the visible text is what it pretty much translates to. So this one is a day is a key, so we need to remove that for the day. So just like that, I'm going to copy this because all three are the selectors and they're going to use the same script. So day selector, this is a month, this is a year, and this is going to be year. Now it is going to use whatever value is provided in the feature file. So we're going to expect 12 May 1975 is selected when we run this test, because that's what we're passing. Now we have email address, so register.email.send keys. It is going to be values is the map, that's what we're using, so values.get. So this is a hash map. If you notice, this is a hash map. Map has a key and value, so value is coming from the feature file. Feature file has this key, so we need to match that. Email is going to be here key. After we did email, now we need to go to the password field. So we need to send values.get. So this has to be exact order, uppercase, lowercase, case sensitive. Confirm password dot send keys. I'm just gonna copy it. Okay, so we pretty much got that all. I can now delete that. So these steps should be ready for us to run the test now. So what we want to do is I'm going to use that as a debugger. So I'm going to just before, because it is so quick and it could close the browser before we would even notice. So I'm going to just write out and then I can just add this one. Just for demo purpose, this is not really needed. I'm just gonna put that breakpoint here. So let's go one quick recap. So in this one, what our intent is, we need to just fill in that form on where it has register form as a new user. So we're filling up all the user details, and at the end we're confirming the password as well. So to do that, we had to first navigate from main homepage to the register page. So we added an element called register link onto the home page, so it is in the top of the link. Once user clicks there, so we did here, user clicks that, and then user then enters into register page. So that is actually totally separate page, and we added all elements. They are mostly by name or by ID. It's just interpreted as a pound sign, or dot is a class name. So multiple things here. If you want to get a reference of this, you can pause this video here and look at that also, and I'll put that this code into GitHub account. After that, nothing changes, no modification to this class. They were there. Register steps, so this is a new class added, so because this is going to use all of the elements that is in the register page. just so they are properly organized. Same page, page steps, page steps is what we're going to use. So here user enters the register page, and then user fills the value from whatever user provided into the map. So every value is, no value is hard coded. So tomorrow if I want to change that value, all I need is I can literally run the same test 2 times, and I can just run that with here. Let's say I want to do male and female. Or something like that. So let's say I add a new scenario. So I didn't have to go back to the Java code to use the different set of the data. Although there are other ways to do that, but we are doing scenario, or we could do same scenario with a scenario example and outline. And then here it needs to have an example, and then here. So you need to have this values here, so which should be and then you can have here you can have male, gender, first name, name. Okay. Here. No. Confirm password. So this is pretty much our table data. So if we want to convert into the scenario outline, or scenario can only run one set at a time, but here we can, because they're same step, only the data is different, we could use scenario outline and skip having to write 2 tests. So let's do that. Let's fill in the value here. First is a male. So this is the first set of data. Let's align that. Now I'm going to copy that over and then just put that below. So this is going to be let's say 11, let's say March 65. Yeah, that's fine. Password, it's okay. So now I don't need to write this another set of the duplicate set of the data. I can remove that. So it is going to run 2 times. It will first run the first round, and then second round. So there's the variance. We could literally run entire test into data driven using this Cucumber scenario outline. So that's the main idea, because this is step 1 I defined, but it is not going to work right now because we didn't even use this. So now what we need to do is we need to use this angle bracket to tell that what it is. So this is a gender. So that is first name, and that is the last name. Like that. We have to see if you start using that, those are coming back into the yellow. So which means those are used. The grayed out means that those are not used. So that's how IntelliJ uses. Now email. password, and then we're almost there. Okay, now we see every value, no values are being used outside of this, so they are coming through the variable. We're not hard coding here either. So actual data is here. So now we can run as many set of the data. We can just add one another line as examples. We can run 3 times or 4 times, or based on how many rows. Each row one time it will run. So let's run this for the first time, and then we will see, and then I'll debug it. Let's debug it first, and then we will rerun it. So let's try to see if anything works out well. Starting. Okay, now I'm debugging it, so that's why I didn't click it is not closing yet. So if you see here, it ran through Michael Chapman first set of the data, and then the email is there, everything is here, it's selected a mail. Now we need to continue this, and then it will run the next set of the data. So it'll open again. Oh, there's a printout, that's fine. So both ran as a, second time it ran as a Michelle, and first time it ran as a Michael. So this is what the what this looks like. So let's run one more time. So this time no more debugging. We're just going to let it run. Click register. Went back, Michelle, and then register. So if you see here, both scenarios passed with the multiple set of the data. So this is how this is going to, so I also have this published here, so we can literally copy this link and go over that page. So if you see here, this is what our feature file, it is published into Cucumber.io. This is only temporary to us. And if you see what test of data, passed, failed. So this is a Cucumber dashboard. They now support for the newer versions. So, and we could just see our scenario there as well as a report. So usually you would run this into Jenkins and you could do it. So I'm going to delete it for now. Okay, and then I'll close this. So yeah, this is pretty much how we're going to do it, adding new pages. So in this video, what we did is we added new register page. So our scenario is we wanted to register as a new, so our use case is register as a new user. So tomorrow, let's say you want to go into add to cart or anything that you want to add and which is not in the same page, you want to open up new page just like that, so that you can easily organize. Tomorrow something new thing adds into register page, then you need to add that value here like that. So tomorrow you have a desktop page, then desktop page should have different class, different steps, so that you don't need to write multiple set, and this can easily be organized and you don't have to make like dirty codes. So this is pretty much it about this video, and you can continue to do your practice. I'm going to push this code into GitHub, and then you can also take the resource from there. I'll put the link into the comment section. If you like this video, please subscribe my channel, support my channel, and feel free to add comments and feedbacks. So, and if you have any questions, I will do my best to respond. And thank you so much for watching this video, and have a good day.